Want to be a topper in MBA entrance exams? Join BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA YouTube channel and watch serial 99 percentiles teaching you the tips and tricks.
Voice is not audible, still not audible. Okay, I think now it is audible. Okay, so this is the question based on analogy. We are given uh, first and second terms, right? And we need to find that what is will come in the missing place to fill the same relation as the one in the first two images. So we need to fill this, right? So if you see the first image and the second image, it is 90-degree rotation, right? 90-degree clockwise. It is going 90-degree in the clockwise direction. So this image should also go 90-degree in the clockwise direction. So if it goes 90-degree in the clockwise direction, these 8 things will remain as same, right? This will go to the left side, like, or you can say the west direction. So this will be your answer. Okay, quite simple. Okay, so again a question based on analogy, wherein a relation between images is given, right? A and B. So you have to fill the last image. So the same relation between these two has to be followed between these two. So if we look at the first and the second image, what has happened is, right, so this has been swapped with this, right? So this diamond shape was at the bottom, it has come to the left top, and there was one diamond, and here there are two diamonds. Similarly, there were two rectangles, now there is just one rectangle. So in this case, what will happen? We have two triangles here, so there will be one single triangle, and there is a circle, so there should be two concentric circles. Okay, so that is option B. In this case, the options given are quite, I mean, you can easily eliminate the options. At least the options could have been better in this one. So what is happening in this figure is, from the first to the second figure, if we see, so the circle is in center, it goes to the end point, right? So whatever is in the center goes to the end points, and end point one, out of which the top one goes to the center. Okay, so there are two triangles, one is facing top, one is facing bottom. So this one goes to the center. Okay, and this gets split into two parts. So the rectangle will get split into two parts. Okay, and this triangle will fit in here. And so obviously very stupid options. If the person had given this as the option, this would have been still a better option with this as an option. Okay, so the center figure goes two sides and the top figure comes to the center. Okay, so this is one based on cubes, right? Are you able to see the letters written inside the cube? If not, I'll draw a larger image of this. Okay, and the cubes are in this order A, B, C, D. So we need to tell which of the following that can be formed by using this cube. Okay, so how to solve cube based questions is, the principle of cubes is about opposite faces. Okay, first you need to find the opposite faces. So how to find this? Like, look at the longest thread. This is the longest one, 3 means. So M is opposite to O. Okay, A is opposite to C, and the remaining ones, that is D, is opposite to E. Right? Now, one thing is, like, whenever a cube is formed, you have to pick one from each pair. Or, I mean, you can also say this is how to find a cube. Or, like, if you want to reject, rejection is, right, opposites cannot be seen together. Okay, now if you see A, right, A contains M, C and E. M, C and E. We are getting one from each pair, right? So A is possible, right? Now when A is possible, so we can eliminate option A and option D because A is possible. Okay. Now if you see option B is only A and D, and C is saying only A, C and D. Okay. Now instead of checking B and D, we can just check C and tell the answer. If we just check C, we will get the answer that whether it is this one or this one, because B is not true. Okay, and we will prove also why B is not true. B is OEM. Now M and O are opposite. Okay, M and O are opposite. Opposite can't be seen together. So M and O cannot be seen together. So you can eliminate B, right? But the right way to solve is AD, ACD. So check for C. So C has ADC. So A, D and C. Now A and C cannot, they are opposites, they cannot be seen together. Whereas in this case they are seen together. Okay, so that means this is not true. The answer will be A and D. And if you want to check for D, D has M, D and C. Okay, so M from this, D from this and C from this. So you should, for a cube to be valid, we should have one from each of the pairs. First thing is finding the opposite. Second thing is picking one from each pair to find a cube that exists. Okay. Now the question says which of the following cubes in the answer figure cannot be made based on the unfolded cube in the question figure. So we are again given a cube based on this, and first thing in cube is to find out the opposites. So if we see this cube, the opposites are this cross and this plus, cross inside the box and this symbol. Okay, that is one opposite. Another opposite is double line and cross. Okay, and third opposite is this plus sign and the four dots. Okay, Okay, so these are the pairs of opposites. Now, we are asked, see, we must read the question. It is saying which of the following cannot be made. So option one is plus double lines and this cross inside box. Plus double lines cross inside box. So this is possible, right? Now we must read this thing carefully. Otherwise, some people might mark A as the answer. They will say that A is possible. Now it is not. It is asking which of the following is not possible, cannot be formed. So this can be formed. Now option B is four dots, parallel line and this cross. Four dots, parallel line and cross. B is also possible. C is that circle, plain cross and four dots. Circle, plain cross, four dots. So C is also possible. D, if we see, D is saying, so that should be the answer, right? Cross and these parallel lines, they cannot be seen together. So they are seen together in this image. So that is not possible. So that is the way to identify that which cube is possible or not possible. So for a cube to be possible, first find it. So in any case, you have to find a pair of opposites. Okay. First find the opposites. And I've told you how to find the opposites. And once you know the opposites, so a cube will be formed when you pick one from each pair, like one out of these two, one out of these two, and one out of these two. Okay. And if you do not pick from different ones, you will just get two only, right? Then you will have a repeat scenario, and that repeat scenario is not possible. Okay. This is a very simple question to answer. A figure that does not belong to the group. Odd one out. So quite simple, right? So like all others have, see, irrespective of the shape, inside we have one portion which is shaded. It has two parts shaded. So anyone can answer this one. Okay, find the odd one out in this. And tell the reason also. So which one is odd one out and why? B or D? Why that reason? So odd one out are many times confusing, right? Okay, so different responses. Some saying B. So one reason could be like, yes, Ash said right that A is So one of the reasons could be A, because A is having, like all others have, like if you see the arrow, and what do these images have? These have one arrow and two sides. Like if you see this, there are two quadrilaterals. Okay, here we have a, like you can call it a rectangle, not exactly a rectangle, and it has triangle. It has triangle. This also has triangle, sort of, right? But this does not have uh, entirely triangle, right? So these three are triangles, okay, and this has, like you can call it a quadrilateral, trapezium sort of thing, right, on this side. So that could be one reason for odd one out, right? So that could be one reason. And some of you, lot of you said D also. What is the reason for D? But people have said all options B, C, D. Or does it have to do anything with the arrow? Arrow is in different directions and all. Okay, arrow is in different directions. So sometimes these odd one out questions can be very, you can say that ambiguous and vague, which are difficult to answer, right? So A, because in my opinion it is A, because if we see this, right, all have triangles. This does not have triangle, okay. So but the answer given to this, the official answer key given was D. I don't know, I tried to find out D, and some of you answered also. Why do you think D is the answer? Because official answer is D. Okay, let me tell you that also. But I tried to figure out how could it be do, I could not find out. That's why I was asking to you. Okay, so let us, maybe the answer key given could have been wrong. Arrow, see, arrow is in different directions, right? You cannot comment on the arrow. I mean, see, this is arrow from center two times it is close to the ends. Acha, D option, option D. So, acha, option D is B, right? So this is the trapezium box and arrow are in different directions. Trapezium box. This is trapezium. So quite like I found this. I put a lot of effort. Right. D means option. This, I mean option D. Okay, then option is also confusing. So that is the answer key given. But what I could get is A. Arrow is not perpendicular. No, D means this. Option B. Matlab, figure B, option D. And I try to find it, like I couldn't get any conclusive thing. Why is it the odd one out? Quadrilateral in every figure is same other side. Now the reason which I could have, like which I believe is, could be that arrow is going in different direction, right? Arrow is with one of the sides that has the quadrilateral, right? So this arrow is with this side. Okay, in this also this is, I mean this is with triangle, not with quadrilateral. This is with quadrilateral, the arrow. This is in, or you can say that the three images are in three different directions. I mean there are three additions to the triangle, right? So this is one side, second side, this side is completely empty. Okay, this side is completely empty. Okay, In this case, this side is completely empty. And this has all three sides. Something is coming out of all the sides. That could be the reason for B to be the answer. A could be the answer because all others have triangles. This does not have a triangle. So odd one out can be very confusing also. So maybe the answer is this because of this reason. Okay, so can't say. So in the exam also, if you encounter such figures, right, it might happen that the overall paper might be easy. The entire this section might be easy. You will find most of the questions doable, but there will be 2-3 questions wherein you will not be able to think that what is the reason. Okay, so the best thing is in the examination is to skip those, because at times odd one out can be like the person created using his own imagination, right? But second person can think in a different way, right? It happens in your normal this thing also. Okay, all right, so let's just, like, since the answer is given as option D, which is image B, so we can figure out that the logic must be that all other triangles have one empty side. This does not have any empty side. Okay. Or there could be some other logic also to get any other option also. So the point is just avoid such confusing questions in the examination, because here we can sit and argue, right? People can give their own opinion, then like some people will agree to it, okay, this is correct, that is correct, but in the examination you do not have any person to argue with, right? You cannot say that this is right, this is wrong, why this is right, why this is wrong. Okay, so just avoid such questions wherever you feel have slight doubt like either the question is incorrect or you are getting multiple answers. Okay, so just avoid those. Since in MHCET you do not have negative marking, you can attempt that question whichever way you feel. But in other examinations, keep that thing in mind. Just skip that. Okay, because that is not worth doing in the examination. Okay, so this is mirror image. So image based are quite simple ones. So this will be the image, right? So these two will be pointing, since this is left and right are same. So these two will be pointing this side. The top arrow, it is on the right side, so it will look like this. That is the mirror image. And such questions appear in almost all examinations, wherein the overall paper will be easy, but there will be some questions which will be very ambiguous, right? Like it happened in CMAT also. Right? There are some questions which had errors. There are very few examinations that will be error free. Like CAT and ZAT are almost error free. Other examinations, you generally find some or the other errors. Okay, so this mirror image, if we see this on this side, it should be dark, this side should be dark. Okay, so we can eliminate these two options. Okay, now about this square thing. So this right side, this will be the left side, and this side. Okay, so that is an option. Now question based on analogy, or whether it is series, right? It is not given anything that, I think it is series, because okay, let us check. So something is being followed. One step movement. So if we see this, like it looks like a series to me, right? Because this is at this position, then A goes this side. So it is going in it is going in the clockwise direction, right? A moving to this side, then this side. So by that logic, A should come on this side with this symbol. Okay, so you can eliminate options A and B. Okay. Then next to A is plus, right? So this plus minus thing. So it should come down. Okay. Now let us find out what is happening with the plus minus thing, right? So there are 2 plus 1 minus, 1 plus 1 minus, 2 plus 1 minus, 2 plus double, right? So that should be single one. Okay, by that logic, it should be option D. Okay, but let us check for other elements also. So we have this ohm symbol, right? It is just before A, before A. So ohm symbol will come here. So all things are falling in place. We need to look for the F thing, right? What is happening to this double F? So if we see this double F, this is uh, opposites and facing opposite side, then both facing inside, then facing outside. So they should face inside, right? So that is inside and all. So answer should be option D, matching all the criteria. Okay, they should face inside like this. Okay, and that is option D. Why C? अच्छा, you mean to say option C ना? हाँ, ये भी ध्यान देना होता है. I mean, option कैसे लिखे? Figure D, that is option C. Okay. You have to find the next figure in this series. Two options. Two options were fine. Two options were can be eliminated. So depend, like the content team gives us questions. Some questions easy, some questions good as well. Last year the paper was very easy. Last year the paper was about like I would say much related to your knowledge also, right? In especially in English, if you knew the meaning of words, okay, you would have done better. Because time was not the issue last year. बहुत easy question थे, छोटे छोटे question you could have done easily. So in this image, what do we see is we have 8 partitions, right? Let us look at this gray shaded one, right? So this has moved to this place, right? One, this has moved to 2 places. Then from here it has moved 1, 2 to this position. Then it has moved 1, 2 to this position. Then it should move to this position. Okay. So from this we can eliminate A and C. We can eliminate A and C. Now these two are left, B and D. ठीक है. अब क्या करते हैं? Let us look for these things, how they are moving. Okay. Now this is how do we find this? This is one, next one is shaded, then gap of 1 shaded, gap of 2 shaded. Okay, so there is 0 gap here, there is gap of 1, there is gap of 1 2, there is gap of 1 2 3, right? So next image should have a gap of 4. Next image should have a gap of 4. So 1 2 3 4. So that is the answer. Okay, this was a good question. I felt, like, although you were able to eliminate 2 options, but thinking about this, that how to find the next one. Then there is gap of 1 and the next image, gap of 1 and the next image, gap of 1, gap of 1. I think the image after series is not possible after this, because 5 का gap देंगे तो ये shaded यहाँ पे आ जाएगा, or if you're overshadow over this, like it will be an overlap image in that case. But I felt that this was a good one. So you will get some good questions, right? If it goes to that old pattern, right? Where it had 25 questions, so they used to have some good ones in series. So this is again a series, and we have to find out what will be the next image. So one thing that we can see in this image is, one thing that can be seen is this arrow is constant, okay? And how is the arrow moving? This moved this side, this moved diagonally, this moved like this. So the direction of arrow is difficult to determine, right? एक में ऐसे जा रहा है, फिर diagonal जा रहा है, फिर ऐसे जा रहा है. So let us keep that arrow, but arrow should be in all these images, right? So that is fine. So let us look for another hint. That is a cube and a pentagon. So cube, pentagon. This has cube, this has pentagon. So this should have cube, right? So we can eliminate the options which have pentagons. These two get eliminated. Okay, these two images get eliminated. Now out of these two images, C and B, okay, one thing that we notice is that पोजीशन ऑफ एरो इज चेंजिंग. ठीक है, यहाँ पे एरो है तो यहाँ चला गया. अब वो कैसे चेंज हो रही है दैट आई एम नॉट एबल टू फिगर आउट, बट एरो विल नॉट रिमेन इन दिस पोजीशन. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट इमेज में एरो यहाँ पे नहीं होगा. So this has arrow here, so you can eliminate this and you can mark C as the answer. Okay, or like if we see this, we can see a pattern like this also on alternate images, right? So if we see the first image and the third image, so first to third image and third to fifth image, that also can be seen. Kyunki sometimes there are alternative images that make it, I mean if you see 1 and 2 you will not get any sequence, right? So 1 2 3 if we see ये यहाँ से यहाँ आ गया, ठीक है, and now this arrow will move this side to this corner. So arrow is here, so this is satisfying. Cube was here, so cube moved this side and came to this position. Now cube will move this side to this position, right? So basically you need to check the alternate series. Mostly it will be one single series, but at times you can have alternate series wherein you need to see the alternate images. Do not look at 2 and 4 because that is not relevant here. Okay, so this is paper folding, easy. But when you have too many questions of abstract reasoning, you get like tired by solving these questions because you have to observe things very closely. In each and every image, you have to visualize. Sometimes you might have to draw also the images because it's difficult to visualize in brain at times. And this one is not difficult though, it is easy. So just remember the principles of mirror and water images. So if you have water image, up goes down and down goes up, right? And in mirror image, left becomes right and vice versa. So if we open this one, okay, इसको open करके, like if you make this part, so we will have two circles, the bar and circle. So this was at the bottom, this will come to the top, this is at the center, it will remain at the center, and two dots were at the top, two dots will be in the center. Okay, now when we reopen it, we should get exactly the copy of this, right? Exactly same thing like this. Okay, that is an option B. D में क्या कर दिया? They had taken the bar up, so it should be between the circles, right? और इसमें तो circles कम हो गए, and in this case they did not invert it, right? So the circle should be inverted. So still good options. So square transparent sheet, right? When you fold it, how does it look? So again, it's like folding question wherein you take two layers. Simple, right? So when you take it up, this line will intersect with this line and this line will come here. Okay, so the shape will look like this, W shape. So now this image is flipped inside, and the paper is folded and cut into pieces, and then small cuts are made. And we need to find out that how will the square, how will that look like when it is opened up. So first of all, we need to go step by step back, right? So as we proceed, we need to go in the back direction same way. So first step, we will just unfold it this way to get the center portion like this. ठीक है? Center portion कैसे आएगा इसमें? We will get, this will complete as a rectangle. ठीक है, ये half था तो ये complete हो जाएगा. And this triangle, when it is opened this side, we will get two half triangles here. Okay, so we will get two half triangles here. Now the thing is, see, we are folding it on, these are three equal layers, right? So these three equal layers, so we will get exactly the same on this side, okay, and exactly the same on this side. ठीक है, equal equal जा रहा है ना, देखो ये तीनों बराबर बराबर, it is not like, see, there's a difference between these two images. इसमें क्या होता है कि इसमें सेंटर पे हाफ बन रहा है एंड दिस इज हाफ, वन फोर्थ, बट दिस इज एग्जैक्टली वन थर्ड, राइट? So whatever is seen on this will be seen on all three, right? So we will see one on the left hand side, on the right hand side, okay, and this in between. Okay, similarly here also we will see one on the right side, one on the left side, left and right, and this on center. So basically we will see three rectangles at the center, okay, from which you can eliminate these two options. Now this should be the answer A. Okay, so that is the, now this I found that this is a good question, right? Compared to other paper folding, sometimes it is like most people would answer this, they might think that ये यहाँ से खुलेगा तो ये half half में जाएगा, but see, these are exactly three parts, okay? So whatever is visible in the central part should be equally same will be visible in the other two parts also, right? So this is what will happen after the complete unfold of this figure. will look something like this. That is an option A. Okay, so at times there could be some good also, right, from some topics which you think ki paper folding आसान होता है. They might give some good figures. Okay, and sometimes in series and all which you feel could be tricky, they could give easy ones as well. Okay, so that was this session on abstract reasoning. So abstract reasoning, variety of questions. It could be paper folding, cutting, series, and then you can have a different other variants, right? Not limited to this. There could be analogy based. Okay, the odd one out. So all these are the popular kinds of abstract reasoning questions, or cube and dice based. So just practice these, and we can't say that what kind can come in the examination. Last year they had multiple varieties of questions. Prior to that, there were 2-3 types which were essentially coming, right? So one was series, analogy, odd one. So when they used to have 25 questions, they used to ask around, let us say, 8 to 10 questions from series, 8 to 10 from analogy, and rest few questions from odd one out. So that was in that when they had 25 question pattern, right, till 2020. Last year they had very random paper. Some had just 6-7 questions, some had even 20 questions. Okay, when how many minutes should we wind up abstract reasoning? That depends, right? I would say don't give more than 20 minutes, and the best advice I give is like do for some 5-7 questions at one go. Don't do too many questions, because after some time you will find that it is very tiring. Okay, so just solve some questions and then give rest, because if you get difficult questions, then it might get tiring after certain time. Okay, but do not give more than 20-25 minutes, because there are some better things you can do, right? It requires a lot of focus to solve the questions. Other sections, I mean, you can read, solve, and do it faster. Yes, if you are very good at this, then definitely you can give this, right? Because this is something not necessary that you will be able to solve, and maybe practice wise also you must not have done that many questions. So don't try to give too much time to this section, right? Even if you are able to do 15 plus questions, that's a good attempt, and you can maximize in other sections. Okay, so that's for today's class. Thanks for attending it. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye.